Hey, Alex here with your real estate market update for May 29th. My name's Alex. I'm with eXp. I sell houses here in South Placer County, Sacramento region. This is your weekly update on what's going on in the real estate market. Before I jump in, I want to show you my Google business page. On the business page, I put all of my weekly content on there as I produce blog posts and listing profiles. I put them onto my Google page. And I just wanted to point this out. Someone was asking about my Google page, and here it is. I'll put a link in the description. And if you like this content and want to see more of it, go and give me a Google review. I'd love to have it. I have 23 right now. I'd love to have 43. If you see it in you to do a review, I'll put that link in the description. Now, let's talk about Zillow. As you know, if you've been following me, I'm not a big fan of Zillow. What's going on with Zillow and the local MLS boards is that we as real estate agents, we're required to post all of our listing information on our local MLS. Our local MLS turns around and they sell that information to Zillow, Zillow, Redfin, Realtor.com, and then they use that information to compete against us as realtors to generate all these leads. So when you go to Zillow and you click on show me a property, you're not getting the most qualified agent. You're getting the agent that has the biggest pocketbook. And it's changing. It's changing in the industry right now because Google now has overstepped their boundaries. They've violated MLS rules. And that's what this is about, the violation of the MLS rules by Zillow themselves. And it's causing our local MLS boards to really go after Zillow and say, look, we need to stop this market manipulation. Zillow is also being sued under the monopoly powers because they're trying to vertically integrate your real estate transaction, being the only expert that's involved in it, telling you what your home's worth, what it'll finance for, and on down the line. And I think you're going to see big changes to Zillow. This is just my latest article. Go in, take a look. I'd love to know your thoughts about Zillow. This is my listing out in Newcastle. Big property. As you guys know, I'm a big land and ranch guy. I list big land and ranch properties. I'm certified and an expert in that field. And this is a $4.1 million equestrian property. This is the video tour of the property. We hired a company to come in and do drone footage of the property. And this is a tour of it right there. I'll be out there this weekend. Friday, today, this afternoon, I'm heading out there from 4 to 6 to do an open house, and I'll be there tomorrow, Saturday as well. But go take a look at it. It's a beautiful property, 10 acres, first time on the market. I feel privileged to be the listing agent on it, so go check that out. So interest rates, they're not great right now. You know, at the beginning of the year when I was doing these updates, we were talking about 5.5%. We're at 6%, 6.5% right now. Even with a buy down, you're still going to be like 6.375. They're not great right now, but hey, we're showing improvement because of what's happening in the Middle East with Iran. There is a tentative agreement to end the war, and I do believe that once that war ends and the bond market reacts and you see yields fall, I don't want to get into the technical with it, but you're going to see interest rates come down. And I think that's going to really ignite the market. I was talking to a friend of mine at an event yesterday, and she said, "Alex, when should I list my property?" I said, "Man, I'd get it ready to list because as soon as the conflict in Iran ends, we're going to see rates come down. You're going to see buyers flood back into the market because you'll see affordability pop up, and I really think you're going to see an increase in the market." Now, let's talk about the market. This data is about a month old, so I always like to point that out. But we're seeing no slowdown in the market. We're seeing listings increased. We're seeing pendings go up. We're seeing closes go up. We see a healthy market right now. And within that space, we look at months of inventory as a key indicator. And when you go in and look at months of inventory, you can see that it is progressively falling as we go through the summer or spring home buying season. This is average days on market, and you can see it is trending down. And the percentage between the original list price and the sale price is pretty consistent. Just about 95% is where it's hovering. So it's a healthy market in terms of those stats. And then price per square foot. We saw a little correction in price per square foot leading into the holiday season, but it has remained steady into the spring. And I think that, well, like I said, once interest rates do come down with whatever happens in the Middle East, I think you're going to see price per square foot increase. Now, assume list. I like to talk about assume list every week because these are assumable properties that are currently listed in the Sacramento market. Now, these are available for all of the state of California. You can't be very choosy. You can't be overly choosy, I should say, when it comes to the type of house. But if you're looking to get into a house and assume a really good interest rate, this is a way to do it. We have one here in Roseville, has a 2.56 assumable. And we have this whole list available. Here's another one in Rockland, 2.65. There's a number of things to consider when you're looking at assumable properties. We have a team at EXP here in Roseville, and we know how to do assumables. We know how to structure them, what the process is, and we have helped many, many homeowners secure good deals on properties using the assumable method. On the other side, on the listing side, if you have an existing VA or FHA loan, USDA is also included in there. If you have an existing loan of one of those types on your property, we like to list those and add value to the property saying that it is assumable because it is. And so don't sleep on assumable. If you're a buyer looking for a low interest rate to be able to get into a property, this is something you should seriously look at. And if you're a seller with a FHA, VA, or USDA loan on your property, we like to come in ahead of time, do an analysis on what that means for a potential buyer of your property in terms of savings, and then we list it as an assumable. It's something that shouldn't be overlooked. So that's my market update for May 29th. If you're interested in just wondering what your house will list for, what needs to be done to list your house, if you're looking for a pre-listing appointment, just reach out to me. I'm doing several per week where I just come out, take a survey of your house. Sometimes I've been told that I'm brutally honest. Well, that's what we want to do. We want to be brutally honest about your property and what needs to be done. A conversation I had recently about selling a property is they're like, look, this is my home. I live here. And I said, yeah, I get that, but you're selling your home. And so now this is an asset that you're going to sell. It's a business transaction. We need to treat it that way. And that's the approach that we take. On the buyer side, when we go in and consult with a buyer, when my team does, we always start with the financing. What payment do you expect to have? Obviously, if you're a cash buyer, how much property do you want to buy? But we like to set that expectation up front. That way, we don't get you out there looking at properties that are not in line with your expectation. It's happened many, many times. I've learned my lesson. We don't do that. We get the expectation set, and then we go out and start looking at properties. So that's my market update this week. If you know anyone that's interested in buying or selling a home, please refer them over to me. I get referrals throughout the week, and I really appreciate the support. I put this content out week to remind everybody that I'm out here. I'm a full-time realtor. I'm active in the market. And so if you need help in the real estate space or know someone that does, please connect me with them. All right, that's my update this week. I look forward to your comments, and please like this content, and I will catch you next week.